in trial, and my client was charged with 8 counts: burglary, kidnapping, home invasion, assault in the second degree. And it was. Let me just tell you about this case. This is kind of interesting. My client did drugs back in the day. She's sober now. 5 foot tall, 100-pound lady, and there was this really bad home invasion in a rural part of Minnesota. And these people, two identified, well, they weren't identified, but they were identified or classified, described as male, came in, they threw a little grenade, a tear gas grenade into the living room. 83-year-old lady walks down the stairs, sees something wrong. She goes outside. There's 2 guys outside and says, sit down. They duct tape her. You have a gas leak. Well, she knows there wasn't a gas leak. And then, is anybody else around? Yeah, my son lives over there. They go bust down his door and hold him at gunpoint, duct tape his hands and feet. They steal a 336-pound gun safe with 12 guns in it, almost 450 pounds, and they take off. The grandma cuts her stuff off and is able to escape. She hides under some equipment. She goes across a bog in her nightgown, and she goes to the neighbor's house. Amazing, sharp as a tack woman. Well, so a couple years goes by, and they find a piece of hair, one strand of hair on the duct tape. And because my client had been charged with a drug crime, her DNA was in the database. They get a cold hit, and that's about all the evidence they had on my client was just that one strand of DNA. At the close of the state's case, we did a great job of cross-examination and poked holes in every part of the investigation as it pertained to my client. I made a motion for judgment of acquittal. The judge granted my motion, and my client walked free. She didn't really have anything to do with it. There's no way my client and one other person took a 450-pound gun safe out of there. And it should never have been charged out, to be quite frank with you. But she was looking at 10 years, and there's no greater feeling on the planet than 1 minute your client is looking at a long stint in prison, and the next minute they're free. So to that end, I just had the best time last week, and that's why I do what I do. I've tried 5 cases so far this year. I've won 4 out of the 5, and we've got more coming up. So that's just so you know, I'm not just some talking head on TV, who doesn't actually try cases, because I actually walk the walk.